Here was popping. So yeah, I want to share something with y'all, right? And I'm gonna be very direct and straight to the point because I've said this I don't know how many times. I don't have a problem with anyone. I don't have a problem with any group, any nationality, any race, any ethnicity, any gender, or any sexual preference. What I do have a problem with is people playing in our faces and disrespecting us as Black Americans, thinking that we're here to service them as if we're fucking slaves, and then play victim because we're calling out on them. And this right here, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So here's this Hispanic woman here that I guess she feels she gets a, you know what, let's stick to the topic. So she says if Latinos were considered white, then there wouldn't be a whole ICE problem, right? And this is what I'm talking about, right? Now let's just go down here. So to her response, I put out that half of ICE, or 50% of ICE, is in fact Hispanic. To which it started this long dialogue because it's not 50% Hispanic. And then the Hispanics working on it, just like Uncle Ruckus is always trying to draw a line or an adjacency to Black Americans. So now all of they people are Uncle Ruckuses or Sambos as they call them, because they're always trying to put us in a fucking mix. So I start breaking down the data and everything else, but she says, okay, it's 30%, even though ICE and Border Patrol work together and do the same thing. To which she says, you're just dense. My comment was saying Latinos aren't white people, even though there are white Latinos, ma'am. Clearly you don't know the difference between race or ethnicity, dummy. Because if they were, they wouldn't be harassed by ICE all the time. You literally only commented under first talking about Latinos and then ICE, then turned it into Latinos deserve it because a few racists. A few racists? Ma'am, your whole culture, when it comes to this, is based off of mejora la raza. That is something that is embedded in your culture. And listen, it's fine. I'm not here beefing about it, but let's act like it's happening, because it is. So for you to think that because you don't want to address it means that, oh, there she goes, means that it doesn't exist, that doesn't stop anything, ma'am. That whole better the race thing is a part of Hispanic or Latino culture. It is what it is. Again, I'm not beefing, but for you to sit here and cherry pick when racism is cool and when it's not is diabolical, dirty fucking work. Because you want to come here and point out what the white man is doing to Black people. In fact, let's go see. Where did she say this shit at? She must have deleted them. But no worries. I have everything saved. So now I'm spreading hate and everything else. And what she calls spreading hate is simply nothing more than me just clipping what I see on the interwebs and then sharing with my people. That's it. That's literally it. Yeah, so anyways, man, you see, the fact is I didn't say anything bad or disrespectful to Hispanics or Latinos. All I did was simply read the room and address it. How do you sit back and say, well, what is the administration and these people doing to your community and Black people? What's any different than what you do? Because I made sure to send to you the link of my Cognitive Dissonance Mejora La Raza edition, what happened in the university in Houston where the Latinos took over and fired all the Black people, you know.
Dollar racial discrimination lawsuit filed on none other than the Juneteenth holiday. At the center of the case is Zelia Brown, a former employee who says she and others have been racially targeted by HCC leadership. The suit also reveals an email chain from Chancellor Cesar Maldonado, which states now we Hispanics are going to receive preferential treatment.
This is a pattern. That's something that is methodically and deliberately done to ostracize that.
Robbing street vendors are definitely a problem, just like the Hispanic ones who'll burn someone's house down just for being Black. Gang members don't really have high expectations when it comes to morality, but you know who does? Educational board members like this, politicians like...
I argue that Mexicans were legally white and should not be subjugated to the same Jim Crow treatment as Blacks. Latin Americans of Mexican descent belong to the Caucasian race and are therefore white, which is true. And I say, let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. I know Negroes aren't given their full share of democracy, but frankly, I'm prejudiced against Negroes, and I do not believe that they are entitled to everything that we get. And we taught our kids the same thing. That's why they can play with you. I can't bring you home. We are a white race, and we should not be treated like colored people.
LA City Council President Nuri Martinez resigning after a leaked audio recording, first reported by the LA Times and obtained by our affiliate KMBC, captured Martinez and council member Kevin De Leon making racist and disparaging remarks.
Doctors like,
Can you tell me what's wrong with this sample? You understand as a black woman why I would have a problem with that? Yeah, I can double check who. How could that be a mistake?
That's not what you better say to me when you have written my name on a vial as King Kong.
teachers like,
Oh, the $100 million lawsuit they had to pay out? Or the clip of 6ix9ine saying, ain't no nigga gonna tell me I can't call a nigger a nigger.
I told Charlamagne to his face, I said, who gonna stop me? I'm gonna keep being me. Born in Brooklyn. And that get me even mad why I'm saying I gotta where I'm from. Who gonna stop me? That's what asked me. Who gonna stop me?
I think it's because black people voice their frustration with it. And
no, they think they can manipulate people into feeling like they doing something wrong. That's why I said I'm gonna continue to say it, and I'm gonna wait for that big bad wolf to stop me. Cause I'm not gonna stop being me for some politically correct thing. Fuck out of here. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think and I'm not the nigga police either. Like I got Mexican friends that say nigga more than me.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for the nigga police. Like I'm waiting for the nigga police to come. Like I where the nigga police at? I want a big black nigga to come with a nigga police shirt and be like, yo, I don't like you saying nigga, bro. You know what I mean? Who gonna stop me? And I think if Post Malone and all these people with a fucking, you know, they fall under zero pressure. Yeah, well, like as a black person, what you want us to say? How do you want us to answer that? I'm sorry.
No. It's not like
what you want us to say? Yo, I'm sorry,
It's
bro.
not like I'm sorry thing.
No more.
It's just like,
yo, when it's my camera.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you the answer you want. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not gonna say it no more. I'm fucked up. Damn, I lost all my endorsements. I lost my fucking bounty commercial. Sorry, I'm never gonna do it again. Fuck out of here. You see how clown that shit is? I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas not doing that.
Go get a shirt that says nigger police. I want one of you motherfuckers to tell me not to call you out your name. And I'm hateful? Why is it that y'all don't like being called out on your bullshit? Why is it okay for you to call us niggers and everything else? And we tell you to stop, and now all of a sudden we're being racist or hateful because we're telling you not to address us with hate speech. Does anybody else see what's going on here? And what blows my mind is the amount of niggas. And when I say niggas, I'm talking about the ignorant cowards out there, because you know who you are. It is what it is, because I've sent the videos, and people tell me all the time, they get mad. Why are you doing this? Why are you acting like it's not happening? And this is why I'm really doing it, right? Because of what I've been through in the last 12 months, and everybody that did it to me all looked like, guess what? I mean, it is what it is, and I recorded every step of it, but I did it now to prove a point, because everybody told me when I started taking on my fight with 1199 and NYU that it couldn't be done because the big back boogeyman or white man wouldn't let me. But all the roadblocks that have been put before me have been all placed by the same people, and I recorded it and shared it with the world. But all of y'all seem to be muff is the fucking word. It's so quiet I can hear a roach pissing on cotton because you motherfuckers are too cowardly to actually talk about what's really happening in our society. And that's why shit's really fucked up, because Americans are going to war with each other because there's this black and white issue that's going on where everybody's going, oh, the white man, the white man, the white man. And I'm not saying it's not happening, but how in the fuck do you beat your chest and tell white people not to call you niggers and you let Africans call you niggers with the hard R?
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, or most of them, were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They will tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you? Whose name are you carrying? Well, my mother chose his name for me. You know, I don't know. Is that what we want for our ummah? No. كلهم أو معظمهم أبناء الزنا. أبناء الزنا. Why? Because man, he has to give up the seed. And because the marriage will limit them, they will go from one to another to a third. You know, subhanallah, it's one of the African American brothers.
Dirty, what's your background? You American? Dirty black American?
Wait, what?
Huh? She just said that. I did. A dirty black American. I sure did. Because that's what y'all are.
I had a conversation with my boy literally right before I got here. And then when I got on my phone with my boy, he was like, nah, think about it, Rich. There's plenty of Haitians who say, vieux salope. In Creole, that means like dirty or bad. Black Americans.
When we have Frank here, we talk about the word akata. Like, it seems like everybody in the diaspora got specific terminology, detrimental or negative, degrading terminology.
For black Americans.
For black Americans.
But I'm gonna tell you why, what he said after. And he said, bro, black Americans have no discipline.
I kind of appreciate her saying that because these are conversations that are happening in the background. It's only because we have social media now that a lot of these conversations are coming to the forefront. These are conversations that they be having behind closed doors all the time, and maybe they get too comfortable, and then it slips up when you don't think it's that serious.
What's your background? You American?
You working. No more money for you. Bye. Go back across the door. No more money for you. It's lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
They need to know who they talking to.
Come in this country.
Lazy is crossing the border, begging for money.
Oh!
Lazy is sitting up here acting like you're an asylum seeker when the only thing you're doing is running to another country, standing on the plight of black people, using our laws, using our plight, using our issues to get ahead. That's lazy. Lazy is sitting up here breaking into abandoned buildings to live in.
Say that you don't know who your father is because you're all the products of one night stands. You let Hispanics look you dead in your motherfucking face and you're la mejor la raza, you motherfucking mayete, while all of their politicians that are naturalized citizens are right now talking about that illegal immigrants that just came over the border.
Prisons for immigrants that should not exist. These should not be there for profiteering for big corporations that then channel those profits back into this administration that facilitates them. And at the end of the day, when we are back in power, one of the important things we're going to have to do is balance a number of different things that need to happen. Number one, we need defensive reform. We need to stop the things that are happening that should not be happening. We need offensive reform. We actually need an immigration system that works and recognizes the contributions of immigrants to this country and establishes legal pathways for people to come to this country and for people to be able to get citizenship when they've been a part of our communities for so long. And then we also need offensive actions around prosecutions. We need real accountability because at the end of the day, the people that have been inflicting this harm need to be prosecuted. They need to be brought before us and they need to be held account for the trauma that they have created, and we are going to have some form of reparation for the kids and the families that have been traumatized through all of this. You talked about how there's no supports for people even once they're released. We need to make sure that we are funding that kind of work to continue to provide relief.
And deported their families and permanently traumatized these children. These things are barbaric and they're wrong. Those families are owed reparations.
It's just interesting to come to a place where a low IQ race baiter like that has an important voice in national policy. Like, who cares what she thinks? Like, she's totally reckless, and she's a racist, like, openly. I think the key to this, though, is to think clearly about what's best for the United States. Obviously, the border policy now is a disaster. To be fair, it's been a disaster for a long time. It doesn't serve the interests of most Americans. And it won't, because people like that use the magic word, which is racism, to cow the rest of the country into submission. She wants to change the population. She wants her party to be more powerful. I get it. But we're allowing her and people like her to do that because we're afraid of being called names. Until decent people, like, shed their fear of being smeared.
Are having an experience that is not equal. So when we talk about the work we are doing here together, it is recognizing that and being guided by this principle of what we must do in the spirit and in the interest of equity.
From slavery and black victimization is about to be shoved down our throats for the most wretched holiday in America. BLM raised millions, but what did they do for black lives? It is outrageous to see people asking for reparations, even though they never went through slavery. These ungrateful people should be celebrated because they were born in the greatest nation to ever exist. Here's a tip. If you don't like America, finally, get the fuck out.
Deserve reparations, but like Barbara Donaldson told you, you niggas ain't getting nothing because the black immigrant class won't get it. So the 40.
My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade.
Look.
So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no.
Look.
So why I'm now.
They do support reparations for what Leonard just deemed as, quote, foundational black Americans?
No, I don't.
No.
But I want to explain that. I want to explain.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we want to sever ties with these people. This is why.
9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word.
Yes.
But we may have found the 99.9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word.
Yes.
But we may have found the exception.
Here we go.
Minneapolis recently, a white anti-ICE protester was in a group of anti-ICE protesters yelling at a black ICE Gestapo agent. An unidentified white male called the black ICE agent a house N-word who's working for the KKK.
What?
That's right. We have a white man calling a black man
You're justifying
the N-word.
this.
But this is a little bit different. White on black usage of the N-word is a very serious issue. But this is a curveball example. Is it wrong for a white person to call a black ICE officer a house N-word? Let's explore.
The acres and the mule that your ancestors toiled for don't mean a fucking thing, you nigger. But I'm xenophobic. And I'm spreading hate by compiling and putting together clips of footage of these people. I showed you in my black and yellow edition where the Asian dude got on his fucking camera.
A mainstream blacks versus Asian people debate. And I'm telling you right now, it ain't coming from us. We don't want to be associated with that victim mentality bullshit. And for the most part, we don't give a fuck. First of all, you people, y'all got 3 legs. Be happy. Fucking move on. Living with a resentful victim mentality is poison. You know, the energy we get from eating rice gets put into raising our families, building legacy, and contributing to a host nation, not destruction and tearing down someone who represents what you perceive as an oppressor. We were raised with humility and shame. Shit happened in history. Shit will happen in the future. Japan got nuked twice, and they love America. You know, acknowledge the past, sure, invest in our future, merits over melanin, and contribution over controversy. I can smell it. A mainstream blacks
$1 racial discrimination lawsuit filed on none other than the Juneteenth holiday. At the center of the case is Zelia Brown, a former employee who says she and others have been racially targeted by HCC leadership. The suit also reveals an email chain from Chancellor Cesar Maldonado, which states now we Hispanics are going to receive preferential treatment.
This is a pattern. That's something that is methodically and deliberately done to ostracize that.
Robbing street vendors are definitely a problem, just like the Hispanic ones who'll burn someone's house down just for being black. Gang members don't really have high expectations when it comes to morality, but you know who does? Educational board members like this, politicians like...
I argue that Mexicans were legally white and should not be subjugated to the same Jim Crow treatment as blacks. Latin Americans of Mexican descent belong to the Caucasian race and are therefore white, which is true. And I say, let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. I know Negroes aren't given their full share of democracy, but frankly, I'm prejudiced against Negroes, and I do not believe that they are entitled to everything that we get. And we taught our kids the same thing. That's why they can play with you. I can't bring you home. We are a white race, and we should not be treated like colored people.
LA City Council President Nuri Martinez resigning after a leaked audio recording, first reported by the LA Times and obtained by our affiliate KMBC, captured Martinez and council member Kevin De Leon making racist and disparaging remarks.
Doctors like...
Can you tell me what's wrong with this sample? You understand as a black woman why I would have a problem with that? Yeah, I can double check who. How could that be a mistake?
That's not what you better say to me when you have written my name on a vial as King Kong.
Teachers like...
Marine and said, you people should be fucking happy. You got a third leg. You got a big dick, so stop fucking complaining. The Japanese got bombed back to the Stone Age twice, and they love the white man. But somehow, somewhere, I'm a problem. Yo, this shit is diabolical, dirty work. And the fact that people really fix their fucking mouths to say this shit with their whole chest, as if everybody else can't see you. And then I've clipped Martin Luther King saying that I ran y'all into a burning building. I clipped Harry Belafonte telling you that he was talking about the Democratic Party. I clipped MLK telling you not to trust these fucking liberals. I clipped 4 presidents of motherfucking LULAC telling you, nigga, we are white because we are Hispanic and Mexican and we don't want to be like you niggas. We don't want alliance. I didn't say it. They did. But I'm wrong. You motherfuckers are weird to me. And it's getting to the point that I cannot wait to get off this fucking planet because where in the fuck did all the men go? We complain about all the shit wrong, but all the fucking men are acquiescing to this bullshit. And you cry about that is white supremacy, you fucking idiots, because you know what they did? Just pay attention and follow the fucking money. When the same people that created AIPAC got together and created the NAACP and put W.E.B. Du Bois at the head to trick you, the same W.E.B. Du Bois that brought Margaret Sanger to the hood so that she could eradicate the black race, her words, not mine. Yeah, the same NAACP that works in league with the Southern Poverty Law Center, that the same people that fund AIPAC fund them. And guess what they've been doing? Playing both sides of the motherfucking fence. But I'm xenophobic. You motherfuckers are weird. Put the fucking pieces of the puzzle together and stop being so apathetic and fucking cowardly. And stop letting motherfuckers like this bitch gaslight you. What the fuck is this bitch talking about? I didn't say nothing hateful. All I said was, how in the fuck are you going to point out what someone else is doing when your people do it too? The only difference is these motherfuckers don't come live around us, but y'all do. And the illegals that they're trying to get rid of weren't put in their neighborhoods. They were put in ours. Your illegals are out there, right? Remember what happened in Carolina? I did a story on it. The sister that got fucking shot and murdered for her car by 6 fucking teenagers who was texting each other joking about this shit. Or what about the sister in Texas? You know, the one that was on her way to motherfucking the Air Force, because she did all 4 years of ROTC in college, going in as an officer. At 18, got run over by an illegal Venezuela on a jet ski who tried to flee the motherfucking scene. But I'm not hating. I'm reading the fucking room. If you're illegal, you're illegal. I don't give a fuck where you're from, what color you are, race, creed, color, nationality. If you cross the point of entry illegally, that is a fucking crime. And it's law enforcement's job to do their job to get them the fuck out of here. And trust me, I live in a sanctuary city, so I remember the Human Torch on the train. That was done by a 2-time deported, guess what? Illegal. I'm not saying we don't have our own problems. We all know we have our own problems. But why are we taking in everyone else's bullshit? And then because we speak about it, all of a sudden, you're fucking wrong. You're doing the white man's work. No, I'm not doing the white man's work. I saw what the fuck happened in my community, in my city, and I'm sick of it. And I'm not going to sit back and play this fucking game with you dumb idiots who don't know the difference between a fucking man or a woman, whether or not shit's fucked up. Joe Biden told you, claim asylum. That's what we do, and that's what the fuck they did. Fraudulently. Because the rules for claiming asylum is that the first safe country outside of yours, you must stop at and claim asylum. And if the first 2 countries after yours are not safe, then after them 2 countries, you must stop and claim asylum. So you tell me how in the fuck motherfuckers got all the way to here from fucking Africa or from the tip of motherfucking South America. They had to go through the Darien Gap. Sounds like more than 2 fucking countries to me. So even for those claiming asylum, this shit's still fucking fraudulent and illegal. And then they had a whole TPS app where they were taking parolees straight out of prison. I did a video showing you that. The shit's still on the fucking internet. You can go to the immigration website and just put in TPS or CBP1 parole program. It will pop right the fuck up. Y'all are fucking weird to me. And we saw what happened to 1199. And you know the group that did that pulled off the coup d'etat? You want to know something that damn near all of them got in fucking common? I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll let you figure it out. Because I'm the one that signed for the money that told George no. But did they tell you that they lied and paid Mike Kaufman to run a story? And this is who's doing it. And listen, it's because they don't give a fuck. They don't care about American workers because they can always go home. But what y'all not paying attention to, because y'all support them, is they're not just doing it to the birthright citizens, because the naturalized citizens are suffering too. And these are y'all people dog walking you just because they want to dog walk us or whatever the fuck their purpose is. But here we are, and I'm wrong. So again, ma'am, if you could show me anywhere where I said anything hateful about you or your people, I will gladly address it. But what you need to do is stop kidding yourself and be honest. If you want to talk about someone else being racist to my people when you're talking to me, and we're having a back and forth, a conversation, and I say to you, well, hold on a minute. Since you want to address the racism of the white man, I would like to address the racism of your fathers, your uncles, your forefathers, your mommies, your titis, your abuelas, and everyone else. Because again, mejora la raza. It's Mayete's world. Yeah. I mean, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. And then it's not just you, because trust me, I got it for everybody. I've got a black and yellow edition. I've got the Arab Somali edition, because you don't know who they father is. They are all the products of one-night stands. Again, this is not me saying these things. I'm just sourcing the interwebs for clips. And then I'm just stringing them together and delivering them to the people for them to decide. So if you don't like me having a wealth of racist shit that your people are saying and doing about my people, then fucking tell them to stop, dummy.